Your attention, please.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go!
How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers.
Space Mountain!
Yo ho, yo ho.
This here's a wildest ride in the wilderness!
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Woohoo!
Hello.
We made it.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Mousetopia podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Episode number 26.
26. It doesn't have the same ring as 25.
No, it doesn't have the same ring as 25. I'll be honest with you. But the 25 episode was pretty awesome, guys.
It was great.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so welcome back. This time we don't have a special guest, which is fine.
No.
We have the original crew. We got Varian E.
Fuck those perspectives.
We got Jonas, which I always want to go back and forth. I want to say like fake British accent, but then I'm like, nah, I'll say Jonas.
Jonas.
Fake British
and
accent.
real correction corner on your ass.
Oh shit.
Jonaas.
I know. I always forget to put the extra
on the
A.
video pod both times. Jonaas.
Jonas.
And then that's a big sticking point when I was a kid. That used to be my trigger. Oh, I'm sorry. My trigger.
Oh no, I know. Okay, so it's
Correction corner.
Jonas. So
Yeah.
Jonas.
Jonaas.
Jonas.
And we got our big boss, Teardrop Tony.
Tony, welcome back, guys, to episode 26. We come back a little bit. I want to talk to you a little bit before we get started. Did Carlos have a good time? Because I know you know Carlos more than
I
we
think
did.
he had a great time. For afterwards, still communicating with him. You
Right.
know, I got a good response from people
Okay.
about his guest spot. I had a great time with him. I know we all did.
I think we all had a great time.
Yeah.
That was such a well for me at least a knowledge-filled episode with a lot of the history from the DC
I know
thing.
that.
I know
that
about.
he misses him.
You know what? I've been actually communicating with him like
I'm gonna
after
put
the
that little
show.
violin music right
You
now.
know, I've been communicating.
the like rain coming down on Eric right
So,
now. Like, where's Carlos?
we were just talking about Tony getting a new soundboard for us, a recorder that
Yes.
has call-in capabilities. Because here's the thing. First off, again, thank you so much, El Guapo. Thank you,
Thanks,
Carlos,
Wapo.
for joining
Thanks,
us.
El Wapo, for really coming down.
And I
helping us
want
out.
you. We all want you back on the show, but
Yeah.
we know about your drive.
Yes.
A rough drive.
So from here to here, it's about over an hour with
He
traffic
said-
on a Friday.
Yeah. So then, Tony was talking about a new soundboard that has call-in capabilities.
Yep.
So we want to explore kind of a
New segment, not new, kind of a new segment, maybe.
kind of like when all else fails, we could call Carlos.
Yes,
to see-
yes.
for his
Like a
input.
Because
on
we're gonna
something.
need a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're getting a lot of Marvel this year. We're getting Thor: Love and Thunder very, very soon. We'll talk about that later on today. But we're gonna
Yeah,
get
it'll
Love
be
and
nice to
Thunder.
just get him on the horn and be like, hey, Carlos, how do you feel about this? Well, da-da-da-da-da. All right, man. Have fun with your baby. Bye-bye. Right.
Thanks, man. See you later. Bye.
All right, so again, thank you, El Guapo.
Yeah, thanks so Wapo. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to listen to Love, Death, and Tacos podcast on wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever
Love, Death, and Tacos.
podcasts are sold right now. So speaking about
Wait, does anyone have any other shout-outs?
oh, shout outs to I mean I know that Rebecca always listens. I know that Chase and Rebecca have been listening.
Thank
I don't know if you guys have anybody else. I mean I know
Yeah.
Rachel's been listening too.
I got a shout out there, Rach.
At
Hi,
the rage
Rachel.
again, at the rage.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Kind of a maudlin one, but it's it's just something I found out recently. One of my nursing professors passed away.
Oh
suddenly.
man.
Gail Moodyman from Rio Hondo. So again, shout out to
Shout
her
out.
memory.
Shout out.
That's why he's a nurse now.
She was one of my favorite professors. She was so sweet and funny and educational, and it's a rough loss.
Oh, it's a rough loss. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What did she teach you? Like what? Because I know that with nursing, I mean they always teach you different things.
Yeah.
Was she your clinical instructor, or was she more of a fundamentals?
She had both lecture and she took us out to clinical.
Oh wow.
She
Okay.
actually let me. Well, I guess it's okay to say it now.
You have
but
your
she let
license
me-
now.
She let me start a piggyback.
Oh, and if you guys don't
I'm not
know
gonna,
what that
name the
is-
facility. I'm not gonna name the unit. But I started an IV piggyback antibiotic when I wasn't supposed
quoting
to.
one of my favorite doctors that comes to my work. Did he die or did she die?
Who knows?
No, because I mean, if they didn't, they're fine. They're
But
fine.
she
They're
wanted me to have the
alive.
experience. So
Yeah. So I mean, that's
Thank
cool. So
you.
shout out to her and And for forever a memory, because look at where you're at now, and look at where you're going. You're going to try to get your nurse practitioner, right?
I mean, I started school. It's been rough, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
There.
And I know I'm looking to get my RN hopefully soon, going back to school sometime this year or even next year. So shout out. And then Eric's already an RN, if you guys didn't know, from the Philippines. But hopefully we can try to have him to convert to get his RN here in California, so we can make it work.
And then I'll train you, and then you'll usurp me.
Okay.
All you do that. Like
Lord Palpatine. Lord Palpatine.
I'll be your Padawan.
Or Padawan, either one. How you want to do it?
It's in my best interest to train my future supervisors.
Right. That's true. That's true. All right, guys. Well, we're coming back. This time around, we do have a little bit of Disney news. Before we get into that, I know that Jonas had something you're talking about. You're going to give something?
Well, okay. So first off, again, this is the gift portion of the program.
Gifts to one another, right?
Gifts, yeah. Now, I've gifts for both of you. In this case, I only have a gift for Eric. Actually, I have two
Which
gifts
is
for
fine, because I still have an awesome gift from last week.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Well, there
I'm
is a reason for
forever
that.
grateful.
Because I do have a big gift planned for you.
Oh, shit.
Actually, all of us, but then more towards you.
Okay.
And it's pretty substantial.
Okay.
So that's why I had to save those pennies.
Save
But
it.
I did have a gift for Eric.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
The thing is, I mean, it's already been a trend that I give Eric the cast-offs of my toy collection when I replace them.
Right.
And he actually reminded me that before we even started this podcast, I had done it with a Deadpool toy that I had.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. You were
Ghost
posting
And
it.
a Ghost Rider toy that I had that were
the
both
Ghost Rider.
replaced.
Wait, but wasn't the Ghost Rider the one where you were like spring cleaning?
It was spring cleaning,
Yeah.
but even then,
and you were giving it away.
All the stuff I give away from my spring clean are things that I had replaced.
Right.
As you can see with his collection, right
Beautiful
here.
collection. I love this
Yeah.
Razor Crest, by the way.
So the first thing I'm gonna give him is just I upgraded my Batman Catwoman figure.
Oh, dude.
Here's the thing.
He's giving you the whole DC universe.
Well, here's the thing, because they made Catwoman figures. One of her unmasked.
Right.
One of this one where you can see
Yes,
her
the
eyes.
mask. Yes.
And one where you could see her eyes and the lower half of her face, and
Yeah.
that's what my favorite one. So I replaced this one with that one, so you get my exposed eyes.
That's
Oh,
pretty
that's-
badass,
yeah,
though.
I know he has
That was a
the
good movie,
Robert
and I really
Pattinson
liked that
Batman.
movie,
Yeah, I
too.
got the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one. Oh my god.
And then
Thank you, man.
And then the second gift I have is actually kind of funny because Tony was one who hit me to it, but then I actually saw this in the store and I immediately thought of Eric. I thought he would appreciate it more.
Right.
And it is the Thanos copter.
Oh yes, the legendary Thanos costume.
So for those who don't know,
I love that.
in the
I love
70s,
that.
Thanos flew around in a yellow helicopter that said Thanos on it to take over the... I don't know.
And if you guys see the packaging, it actually comes from the show on Disney Plus,
Yeah,
Loki.
in Loki, there's
Yeah.
a
And
section
Loki,
where he goes to
yeah.
like a wasteland and you see it in the background. It's like a little in-joke.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
You have
Oh, thank
the
you.
silliest piece of fucking Marvel history I could think of. We know how Thanos is now. He's
Yes.
fearsome, he's a murderer. But in the 70s, he flew around in a yellow helicopter with his
Show it to
fucking
the
name
camera,
on
Tony.
it.
Let me show it. Let me a little closer to the camera. There you go. I'm gonna get
Shame
close.
on you, Marvel.
Thank you, man.
I love it. I
freaking
love
awesome.
it, though.
All right.
That's going up in my wall.
There you go.
Speaking of gifts, I do have something for you guys too.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see.
Always with the gifts.
I know.
You know. I wish my wife were like my friends.
I'll give it to Tony.
I wish she. I mean, yeah, because it's nice to get like random gifts.
Right.
So first one, I'm gonna give it to Mr. Tony.
Oh,
All right.
wait.
T-shirt.
So you have the reveal. You do the reveal, because that way I don't have to hold it.
All right.
Hold my mic.
Hold this mic.
Okay.
Right, show it. Turn around.
Turn.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh man.
I was
that's
just looking
sick.
at that
All right.
shirt.
So
Remember you were talking about you wanted one.
Yes.
now I got the
Jonas?
Slayer one. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, we gotta
That's
rock them all
dope.
together. That
All
is
right.
badass.
So
man.
real quick
Thanks,
for
brother.
those who can't see,
Show it
Show
to
it
the
to the
camera.
camera a little bit.
it is a cast off of the Metallica's Ride the Lightning album. Only says Mandalorian. Oh, that's great. Nice.
Thanks, Eric. Man. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
And I got one for Jonas too.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we got. What we got for
Hold
Jonas?
on. All right, let's see.
We're a bunch of nerds with our
All right,
T-shirts.
All right. Wait, hold on. I saw a little bit of the logo. I know it's an Iron Maiden thing. Okay. Let's see it.
I think I know which one it is.
All right.
I think I know which one it is. Oh, Iron Mando.
Cool.
Sure.
Iron Mando. Once again, this is awesome. But again, I'm afraid of real metalheads saying, like, hey, man, so what's your favorite Iron Maiden album? Like, this is Star Wars. It's like, looks...
Freaking nerd.
Because the funny thing is,
nerd.
the funny thing is, when I first got you the first shirt that I got for you, I found the Slayer, the Darth Slayer.
I love it.
So that one, I found the artist for it, and he's like selling a bunch of these shirts.
Dude, all right. Do you want to shout out the artist? Do you know the name?
We can put it in the link. I believe it's
I'll put it in the
Capo.
link. I believe it's
Capo,
below.
but we'll put it down
for
in
all
the link.
your nerd metal needs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm gonna save that shirt until the show comes out. I'll wear it the first day it comes out.
Okay.
I don't want to mess up that shirt. That's a badass shirt, though. Thanks,
Thank you,
Eric, man.
sir.
I really
All right.
appreciate it.
And I got one from El Guapo too.
shoot.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
so
I'll
you
ship,
know, buddy.
I already
So
talked because
make
like I
the
said,
drive, dude.
because
Fuck
like
your baby.
like he
your
was
job.
talking
don't
he
need
was
that.
talking about earlier.
You have
with
a,
us.
you have a
We're
wife
cool.
for that.
He was talking.
kidding.
Talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
We were actually talking a lot right after the show. I'm like, dude, talking about nerd stuff.
Right.
And not
Been a
not
new
too long.
friend.
Yeah. Not too long ago, I was like, dude, I got a shirt for you. Are you gonna stop by? He's like, oh, the drive is too long. And I'm like, all right, I'll ship it to you.
No,
I'll just
make
ship
him
it to
earn it.
Make him earn it.
I like, all right, because I know I want to be there for any Marvel movie.
Well, I'm hoping
show.
that he's here
Yeah.
when we talk about
Or-
Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
which would
Well,
be
okay.
cool.
So, I guess we could probably go into this more in the Marvel segment. But they announced that there's gonna be a Daredevil Disney Plus show.
Yes,
He was
they
the
did.
first person who messaged me about it. And I was
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna be on every episode."
And I think he
recap.
should be. I
You
definitely
have to
should be. He has
If
to
you're
be.
not on our show, you have to have your own podcast where you discuss Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because you're the
Sorry,
only person
buddy.
who has the right to discuss it in our collective.
Yeah.
But I love how passionate he was about everything he talked about. You know what I mean?
Again, like this is the right mix of people that I want listening to our show. The
Right,
mix of people
exactly.
that I want to be on the show.
Yeah.
Right, the right person I want to hang out with. You know.
Right, because we have such a like a collection of people. Like me, I know my first love will always be, of course, Disney or Disneyland. But then I know that I love Star Wars and Marvel right underneath it. But then we got a guy over here who loves like comic books all hardcore, but then he's starting to love Disney. And there's something about Star Wars now he wants to maybe talk about. I'm not sure.
I mean, break
And then
my
we got
rule.
the man over here, the myth, the legend, who is a walking Jedi.
Yeah.
Loves Star Wars to the core, but also loves Disneyland.
And I'm
then
being drawn into Marvel.
it's cool, man.
You know, and the thing is that I guess this has always been an umbrella for those three properties under Disney,
Right.
But then, before I even knew you like Disney, I knew I had an easygoing
Conversation
with
Yeah.
you, just bullshitting and stuff.
Mhm.
And then when I found out you were a Disney fan, then it just all melded in
clicked.
place. I mean, all right, like
Clicked.
last podcast too. That was literally the first time you guys met El Guapo,
Yes.
or talked to him in person, and it was like we were best friends. For
Yeah,
years.
like we were vibing.
I mean,
everything's
they're getting
Yeah,
married soon.
all that's missing is me telling him, did we just become best friends?
Yep. Do you like guacamole?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
We'll be like, Eric, where you at? We're gonna record. Don't say I'm here. Is that El Guapo in the background? It's all, no, we're not. Are
Is that the haunted mansion in the background? You bastards! You bastards!
I'm gonna go to Disneyland without you, Tony.
All right, so we got some Disney news.
Yes. Real quick on the Disney news. Surprising, actually, but it was maybe coming. So you know that there is 4 annual passes. There is for your Magic Keys. So there's the Dream, the Believe. My gosh, let me look at it. I know I have all of them.
Inspire.
The Inspire.
Is it Inspire? No, wait. Dream, Believe.
Enchant. And something else.
And the expensive one.
The expensive one. I think the Dream is the expensive
It
one.
was the quote unquote annual passes.
Right.
And I guess they're taking it literally now because it's only gonna last one fucking year.
Exactly.
Tell us what happened.
They stopped selling. They stopped selling them. They're saying that they're sold out. I know that it's weird because we were able to purchase. You have the higher tier one, right?
Yeah.
You have the Dream, I believe.
The
and I
second
have-
to top,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
have the Believe one.
Yeah.
So those two were gone a few months ago. Then the last two ones that were the last one I think is just for Southern California residents. Those last week gone. Like they just stopped selling them, and they replaced them with what they always do, what Disney always does,
Which
the
is
California resident ticket offer.
Yeah, I remember they did this when the parks first started opening. The $84 was it? It was about the same price, but you have to buy 3.
Now, yeah, so it is you have to purchase a 3-day ticket with admission to one park per day, as low as $83 a day,
which amounts to what? I'm not good at math.
it's about $240, $250. I mean, cost per day does make sense because what one day is like $110.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess you're taking $30 off.
So it says right
park
here.
hopper ticket.
So yeah, okay, one. So it says right here, special California resident tickets at a glance. So a 3-day ticket, Monday through Thursday, one park per day ticket is $249 or $83 a day.
But you could only go through
Monday
those 4
through
days.
Thursday.
All right. Well.
Now they have the 3-day, Monday through Sunday, one park per day, $299, $100 a day. No blackout dates apply. So they have no blackout days if you buy those 3 days. How pretty cool is that?
Well, all right. What does this mean about the magic keys, though? Can we renew?
So I heard so many rumors about that. There's so many channels that I watch on YouTube just to see if there's anyone that's going to pop up the news. Like, is there... rumor has it this could have happened because of the lawsuit that Disney's getting against them right now.
Wait, I don't know about this.
Okay, so there is a lawsuit that Disney's going through right now for the magic keys. So, again, the Dream Key, the highest tiered one, in the section where, you read like, okay... how it still needs to be reservations, blah blah blah. It does say there is no blackout dates.
Oh, really?
It said no blackout dates
for certain keys or for the highest?
No, for the highest one.
Yeah, I always thought that was the case.
But that doesn't make sense because you have to still reserve. So that means there is blackout dates.
Technically, it's the days you don't reserve. That's some fucking like legal loophole and stuff.
Yeah, but the judge went forward with it.
Wow.
They're going forward with the legal battle with this. So a lot of people are saying that, well, Disney's probably going to take another look at annual passes, and they're just going to not necessarily suspend, but see what's going to happen with the litigation and all the rumors of what could happen. The other issue that they're having is, again, they know annual passes are easy money. Money is going to come in because you're going to get the money. You know your people. You know how you're going to get your money.
Ronto wrap. I'm going to buy that churro.
Yeah, you already know that. You're going to automatically get those $60-something a month.
Something I've been doing lately is that, the ride pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I never buy the photo pass or anything, but then I'll see a picture. I'm like, I need to buy it. $14. I bought it.
Right.
I've done that several times. So, yeah, they get their money any way they can, and... I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah, exactly. So they know they're going to get their money. But they want to, I think what they want to do is they want to reserve more spaces for the people that are actually literally coming in and out of town.
So like
for the weekend, stuff like that.
So all the people from Minnesota,
exactly.
Like I saved this
Minnesota. You never know. There's people that are traveling from everywhere, and you're seeing people like us who are oversaturating the park. What kind of experience you're going to get? From another reason I've heard is because also the Genie Plus thing, for like the Fast Pass, it's not working. It's not working very well. Not a lot of people are not buying it.
Like, you know what? It's funny because even for Rise of Resistance, we talked about that's a long line, right?
Yeah.
But then I've said this before on the podcast, like it's an entertaining line.
It is an entertaining line.
So then I'm not gonna pay $25 so I could skip that entertaining line.
Right, exactly. Now, of course, somebody that comes from Florida, Florida has a Walt Disney.
For the casuals,
let's just say Alabama or something like that.
So for the casuals, what's the Genie Pass?
The what?
The Genie Pass.
So the Genie Pass is kind of like a version of the Fast Pass. There's a couple of tiers that you can buy, but the highest tier is like pretty much you're it's like a single rider in a sense, but you bring whoever's involved, whoever has that ticket,
skip
and you
the
just
line.
go in.
But then there's certain rides that could apply to the Genie Pass,
right?
But the big rides like Web Slingers and Rise of Resistance, that's a different pass that you have to buy separately.
And not all the rides have them either. Like I think it's the Guardians of the Galaxy, Web Slingers, Rise of the Resistance. I'm trying to think of what else. Splash Mountain, I think, has it. Matterhorn has it. So there's only a few of them do have it.
Okay.
But you have to pay an extra like $20 or $30 per day on top of the ticket that you already have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're talking about like me going to my family. It's like,
Uh-huh.
well, we don't want to wait in that line. Well, here's $80, so I don't have to wait in that line.
Uh-huh.
See, this is a conversation that you don't have to have because every time you go, if you want to, single rider. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
yeah,
I love
both
single.
of us.
I
were
miss
good.
single rider. And like even when like my family's with me and they don't want to go on a ride, and I'll say, well, I'll just go single rider. I feel guilty.
Right.
I feel guilty that they're not coming.
Bye,
with me.
family.
I'll say, see you
See you later.
That's again. I mean, I love my wife, I love my kids, but I miss just being single at Disneyland. You know,
It was one of those things that I used to love to do myself. I still do right now.
The funny thing is, like, all I would do when I go by myself to Disneyland is listen to podcasts, single ride, listen to podcasts. So then now that we have a podcast, and I go there by myself, I can listen to you guys.
Yay! Well, listen to us. We're listening to ourselves again. Oh my god!
All right. So the bottom line is that we don't know whether or not the magic keys are going to continue.
Exactly. We do not know if they are coming back, and that's the scary part about this. Is
I bought mine on day one. I can't remember what day it was. Sometime in September.
Now the main thing that we have to look at is the first time that they I think bought it out was I believe in August for the passes to be sold. So we're waiting for that period, which is 40 days before. When they start, for the last pass, you used to start sending
Soliciting,
out. Yeah.
Hey,
your
your pass is
renew?
gonna
Do you
run
want to
out.
renew? So we will know 40 days before August. So when is like what? The beginning of July or the end of this month? Actually, we start to like the end of this month, the beginning of next month.
Yeah.
We'll start to see if either of us. Well, I don't know. You didn't get it, but I got it around that time. If we're gonna be able to,
Get
renew.
it back.
Knew it.
Well, there's the other thing that I have to unfortunately bring up. COVID's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
COVID's
weird.
back.
That's why wear your mask, people.
Whoop.
Wear your mask.
Yeah, wear your mask.
Listen to variant E.
But
The more you know.
I mean, as far as how that will affect the parks, that might be their scapegoat into why we didn't continue the Magic Key.
Oh, right.
You know, in
right.
light of
I get
recent
that.
outbreaks or rise of COVID, then we
Oh,
decided
we have to lower the park
the
attendance or
capacity
the
again,
capacity.
and then we can't
yeah.
continue the Magic Keys because of those it increased to 100%. I don't know, but either way, it means less Disney.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, but we'll see.
That's sad.
I know it does make it sad, but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, the good thing is you got yours pretty recent.
Yeah, like a
So
few
you-
years
It
ago.
just
you
means
have a
anyone
little
who
while
got
with
the
it.
Magic Keys, watch out for those emails. Watch out
Yes.
for those alerts.
Don't let it skip because anything could happen. This is one of those situations where you're just like if you have the opportunity, like I know that if I have the opportunity, I will renew because I just know that I don't want to lose that opportunity again. What if they take these passes away from us again? Like I know I have people at work that were telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna get my pass now because you guys are going now." And then now that it's gone,
I
they're like,
know, a lot of people
"Sorry,
are disappointed.
You had their opportunity.
This is your fault.
We were able to get
I didn't care
Yvonne
about
to get
Disneyland
hers. We were
before
able
you.
Yvonne to get hers.
You had your chances.
You had your chances.
You had your chances.
You had
We
your
told
chances.
you to
It's
get
not our
them.
fault. So you guys had your chances.
I just know that with the Magic Key I got now, like my wife lines up those visits where we make sure we always have 6. I don't know what's your limit for reservations. Is it 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah, so we get 6, and I know that
Oh
they're
no, 6. Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
well,
have 4.
You have 4.
They're lined up. Like I'll wake up and like, what are we
Peon.
doing today? And like, oh, we have Disneyland. Like, oh, cool, let's go. So I know at least I'm taking advantage of it. So
Side note: you just went to Disneyland.
I did, and it's an interesting visit because it's kind of Actually, I could literally say it's unprecedented.
Okay.
Because I've never done this before.
Okay.
And if I had done it, it's been at least 26 years before I've done this before.
Okay.
But last week,
Uh-huh.
I went to Disneyland for the first time as a non-smoker.
And now, real quick, I want to fill in that void. My boy, and I'm so proud of him. I'm very proud of Jonas.
Yes, we
He has
are.
been smoke-free for at least how many weeks now?
Since May 25th, since my 40th birthday.
40th birthday.
And again, I'm not going to talk about the whys or what have yous. All right, I'm glad I'm doing it. It's rough, but I'm
Right.
getting there. But I want to specifically talk about what's it like to be a smoker at Disneyland.
Right.
And it's a little bit of a deep dive, but I'm just going to blaze through it. So first off, I got to talk about Walt Disney. Right. Now, Walt Disney, famous smoker.
Famous.
In fact, if you look at any picture of Walt at Disneyland, you'll see him indicating with his fingers like this. He has 2 fingers pointing pointing. What you don't know is that those pictures were manipulated
Right.
to remove. No, this is literally the truth.
Right.
To remove the cigarette that he was holding in his hand as he was directing people, and that's why if you see cast members today, when you ask them, "Hey, where's the corn dog castle?" they point with 2 fingers, the Walt point. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, the Walt
Where's
point.
the City Hall? Oh,
The
it's
Walt
right there.
point. Okay.
Now, Walt Disney famously died due to
Right.
complications from lung cancer.
Right.
But for many, many years at Disneyland, they had smoking sections.
Okay.
They had 3 in Disneyland. One used to be right in front of Tom Sawyer's Island. There used to be one over by where the entrance to Galaxy's Edge is, next to Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain.
And my favorite one, which was a little pond near Matterhorn and Small World that had tables and chairs set
I
up.
remember that area.
And being a smoker at Disneyland meant that I would go with my family, go on rides, and then any moment I had, I would run to one of these smoking patios, smoking sections to have a couple cigarettes.
Right.
And with all the other smokers staring at each other, hey, what's up? Yeah, was some lines, right? You know,
yeah.
they got rid of those. So then they changed it to you could smoke outside of the parks,
Right.
And that would be like the center hub,
The Esplanade or whatever. Yeah.
And I would always have a cigarette right there, and then
Right.
go in the park. If I really needed to, I'd step out of the park, go smoke, and go back in the park.
Okay.
Then they said now off grounds. So that meant that you couldn't smoke past the security desk.
Right.
So it meant the entrance over by Downtown Disney or off by Harbor. So if you want to smoke then, you'd have to go all the way out, smoke, then wait through the security desk, get checked again. It was a pain in the
nightmare.
ass. It was a pain in the ass. And then I was just telling Tony that there'd be some days where we'd finish at the park, and then my family would jump on the tram and I would say, you know what, I'm gonna walk to the car.
Right.
And the only reason I wanted to walk the car is so I could run out past Downtown Disney, out past security gates, and smoke as soon as possible.
Right.
Even more so, like even coming to Disneyland, my family knew that once we parked, well, we could just hang out here for 10 minutes because Daddy's going to smoke a cigarette before we go to get on the tram.
Right.
So my first trip to Disneyland as a non-smoker, as soon as we parked, we got out, we walked, we got on the tram. Now, again, I'm doing it. It's all right. I'm not having that many bad cravings. I'm taking like the little nicotine capsules. But the whole thing is that I was able to enjoy Disneyland. I was able to enjoy Disneyland and not think about, oh man, I need to go smoke. Or
right.
oh gosh, why don't you guys eat? I'm gonna go run outside and pass the security desk and go smoke a cigarette. It was great. And I was talking about what benefits I'm seeing lately from quitting smoking, and I haven't seen health benefits. I've seen money benefits, but definitely time benefits, and time specifically at Disneyland.
Priceless.
It's already evident. Yeah. So I
think the biggest thing for me is time.
The time. Yeah, time is
for
priceless.
sure.
Yeah,
because honestly, just walking out the parking lot and coming back in, or just going to your car and having the smoke and then coming all the way back.
It was great at the very end of the day. I mean, I'm dog tired. We were there for like 8 or 9 hours, and then we all were on the tram together.
Right.
I don't have to bullshit and say I'm gonna walk to the car.
You know, you have that awesome like family time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as far as the benefits of quitting smoking, I'm glad that Disneyland was the very first indication of why I made the right choice. Right. I'm not sure if I'm gonna relapse. I'm glad I'm not doing it. Rest in peace, Walt, you know, but
I always say bye to him when I walk out. Yeah. I see that lamp. I'm like, see you, Walt, we'll be back.
Yeah. So again, bittersweet, but all right, you know.
And then I saw the picture really quick with you and Audrey on Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know. We're not gonna have time in this segment to get into it, but maybe next one. It's a funny story. One last thing about smoking, and it's something that I'll just cop to, just because. All right, we were talking with 2 episodes ago with Stuffy about shitty teenagers.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I was that fucking teenager who pulled out a cigarette and started smoking until someone said, "Hi, sir, you can't smoke here," and I'd be like, oh, "Okay, I'm sorry," and then walk off somewhere and smoke again.
Yeah.
I never got kicked out. And I remember feeling like such a little badass because I would go find smoking patio and sit there with all these like old adults smoking with them and stuff, you know. And I think about that person versus the person I am now, and I'm like, wow, what what a fucking asshole. Jesus Christ. Like, again, like I had no insight about secondhand smoke or annoying or blowing in someone's face.
Oh, of course,
you know, and then knowing full well that I was doing something bad and still doing it. Oh God.
Well, there you go. He moved forward though, and look
Done
at
with
now.
you. We're in a better place.
You're in a better place. So you guys can do it too. If you guys smoke, you guys can stop. Don't worry about it. But we'll be back. We're gonna talk more about some other Disney stuff, as well as some maybe a little Marvel and something that Eric has been wanting to say. He wants to talk about something. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening to the Mousetopia and watching the Mousetopia podcast. Real quick, if you guys want to follow us, you can follow Variant E at _JinToki_ on Instagram. You can follow Jonaas, which is fake British accent. That's exactly how you said it. Fake British accent put together on Instagram. And of course, follow us, the Mousetopia podcast, Mousetopia_ENT on Instagram. Thank you guys for listening. We are back right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from commercial break. We wanted to. We're not gonna have the correction corner, right? We'll talk about that later. We need Guadalupe here to talk about that.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, we were gonna talk about that a little while ago, but we will continue the story of Jonas's adventure at Disneyland with his awesome family. And look who we have here, guys. This is Audrey.
First appearance ever. It's Audrey, everybody.
I did.
She did.
So again, this is the famous Audrey. We've talked about her many times on this
the
podcast.
Sculptor, everything.
Maybe you heard her voice in the background, but here she is.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened that day, because I know you went to Adventure Campus.
We went to
which
Adventure
just
Campus.
turned 1 year of complete on, like hasn't stopped from being a land, which they just celebrated, I think yesterday or the day before.
I mean, I know there's much more potential in it.
There is.
Yeah, but just being there and then the attention to detail and the little things, it's such a great feeling being there. Oh, did you see that video of the Spider-Man robot eating it?
Yeah.
Yes, I seen it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put it in the top corner right now.
The one where it slams to the wall.
Yeah, that one.
So if you don't know, we have a Spider-Man animatronic that swings in the air, does acrobatics, and then lands on like a crash pad, and then the actor who plays Spider-Man comes out. It looks really cool when it works. I've never seen it in person.
Right.
But there was a video where I don't know if the release catch didn't work, but this Spider-Man eats it so hard, slams a hole into the side of the building.
But did you guys notice though that I think Disney is always prepared.
Yeah.
So as soon as it got let go wrong, the
audio.
he's all like airbags. He says airbags, and then as soon as he hits, he says Stark Tower's not, or Stark Building's not, does not have airbags. So it's kind of cool though, right?
It's a
Because
contingency
I
plan.
did catch that, but I'm like, is that? Did they say that all the time?
Right, so
Like,
people were thinking, are they doing it on purpose? But no.
Yeah.
I think they're always prepared just in case it happens.
in case something like that happens.
Just in case
Okay,
like that
okay,
happens. But he ate it pretty bad though, because there was wood planks and it just crashed right through them though.
Yeah. So anyways, the main rides at Avengers Campus, of course, are Web Slingers.
Right.
And the revamped Guardians of the Galaxy ride, Mission
used to be
Breakout.
Tower of Terror.
Tower
used
of
to be.
Terror.
Rest in
Now,
peace.
Audrey has been on Guardians of the Galaxy. Last time we went to California Adventure or Avengers Campus, she rode it.
Right.
She closed her eyes through the whole thing.
Okay.
Was terrified. I wanted more.
Right.
She's thought I have this thing with my kids where I'm like, just try it once. If you try it, you don't like it, you don't ever have to do it again.
Yeah.
But then I had I know she loves Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie. And I was like, did you close your eyes throughout the whole thing? You didn't see all the funny parts. You didn't see the Groot,
Star-Lord, Drax, yeah.
Yeah. So I used that as an excuse to get her to write it again.
Got it.
And,
Smart dad.
look at her face.
She's like, Dad, really?
All right. We get in line, and almost immediately, tears.
Right.
And again, I'm looking around. I'm like, people are thinking I'm the worst dad in the world. I'm trying to be calm. I'm like, look, come on, don't worry, you're safe. You can hold on to me tight. I just need you to ride it with your eyes open. I promise you'll like it.
Right.
She's crying. She cries herself to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Where I pick her up and she falls asleep. We're in the line for an hour. She wakes up and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm
We're still
alive."
here.
But anyways,
After I wake up, I'll be on a different ride.
Oh, you're awake. Oh,
no.
He thought she was gonna be on a different ride. Okay.
she wakes up just in time before we enter the lobby. She sees the little animals in the cages, those little bird kind of things, igloos. I can't remember. Vilus, and she's having fun with them. We get on the ride, and she's starting to get anxious. But I'm telling her, just keep your eyes open.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the screen, right?
She's like, don't whine. When do we whine? Audrey?
And somebody's trying to hurt me.
All right. We get on the ride. I feel her tense up. I hear her whimpering, but I'm looking at her. Her eyes are open. And then, as soon as the ride ends, she's all smiles.
Okay.
She's like, you know what? I really like that ride.
Well.
And then, I'm like, yeah. First off, remember, she was sleepy before this, and she was wide awake.
She's wide awake now.
Before we leave, I have to explain to her what adrenaline is.
Oh, no. Adrenaline.
And I take her through the process. I'm like, well, the reason why you feel good and happy right now is because you had adrenaline in your body.
Yeah.
And adrenaline happens when you're about to die or get hurt.
Yeah.
That's why we like it, because we're not going to die or get hurt.
It's
we're
just
on
the
we're on a
feeling.
ride.
The feeling, yeah.
I did that thousands of times.
Yeah.
But now you felt it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So what does this mean about scarier rides in the future?
I might like them.
You might
You
like
might
them.
like
Might
them.
like
That's right.
Just last night, I was like, well, now we're going to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. And what did you say?
Nope.
No, thank you.
All right, so some victories, you know.
Some small victory. At least
little
you're taking,
victory.
especially because I think Guardians is it's a whole lot stronger than Pirates is.
Yes.
No, that's what the thing. But her last memory of Pirates is just that. Like, I was scared on it.
Right.
But now that she knows that, well, that feeling, that my heart beating faster.
That rush, yeah.
That sweat, that's what we want.
Yes.
Like,
She's not, nah, I'm straight. I'm good on that.
Well, if you can handle Guardians of the Galaxy, I think you can handle any ride.
Yeah,
over
because
there.
if you're thinking about it this way, remember, Guardians went super high and then dropped to really
Guardians
low.
is probably the scariest ride in Disneyland and California
Yeah,
Adventure.
it's true.
it is.
And maybe Incredicoaster.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
No,
I think
Guardians.
it's about the same. Incredicoaster is a little different. Guardians is worse.
Guardians is worse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Guardians is.
Because I know
definitely
Pirates
worse.
is just like just drop
just a
and then
small
drop again
little
and
drop.
it's
I had
over.
some of our. I posted a picture of Audrey on the ride, and she looks
I
scared.
love it. I love
But then
Put that picture up. Boom.
A couple of my friends, some of our old coworkers, Mimi, she used to be staff with us. She was like, I was scared as shit on that ride. She was a brave girl.
Yeah.
So then everyone gave her credit for doing like what a lot of adults don't
Can't
wanna
do.
Krista,
Yeah.
she said she hasn't been on it.
Because she's afraid of it.
Yeah, and I told her, like, I'm going to get you on that fucking ride.
You're going to ride with
Adrenaline. You're a nurse. You know what adrenaline works.
Good. They can do it, right? If you did it, anybody can do it, right?
Yes.
Do you have anything else to say, Audrey?
No.
No? All right. So I'm going to send you off.
Thank you, Audrey.
Thank
for
you,
sharing.
Audrey.
I love you, baby.
That's cool, though, man. That's cool. I'm glad that she finally went on the ride. On a ride like that.
It's baby steps.
Because you remember how we've had you in the podcast talking about oh man, every time we go, it's the hardest thing because
the
the
hardest
kids
thing.
don't want to go with us, and it's been
That's
tough.
not even baby steps. That's a huge.
That's a
giant
huge
leap
step.
right there.
Well, all right. 'Cause I was thinking okay,
Yeah.
'cause I haven't gone on it myself, and I'm like, part of me is like, okay, I'm happy to lose more weight. I want to go on this ride, but I'm like, am I gonna bitch out? Because I know that I'm gonna the up and down part. I'm scared a little bit, dude.
All right.
If Audrey's doing it, I'm like, oh my god.
You post a video of you on the Pixar Pier
Yes.
swinging coasters, and I always joke, I can't imagine the sounds you're making. That you can make it.
We're gonna start swinging.
I'm not even gonna help it. I'm not even gonna help it.
Oh god! Oh shit!
So he's gonna use that excuse not to lose weight.
Yeah, post the video.
Yeah, it's right there. Listen to the sounds he's making right now. I'm surprised Yvonne ever talked to you again after that.
Surprising that I didn't talk to her because she's the one that convinced us
Yeah,
to go on the ride.
Yeah.
And I was making jokes to Tony at first. They're like, haha, you're going to go on that ride. But when we were on it, I was terrified.
Yeah,
I was terrified.
Like, I'm sorry, Tony.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, Tony.
There's a feeling where you reach as soon as it swings back the farthest. Where you're like,
Yes.
I'm gonna fall on my face.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen. You're like, okay, maybe not. No, I'm gonna fall this time.
I was
No,
able to
no.
make it work a little harder because I'm gonna be honest, it is a weight thing.
So then it made it more intense?
Yeah, so when we're coming down, we slid that bad way. I think I was literally looking at them, looking at me like this, like out of the air, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna fall on me!"
I'm sorry, guys. No.
And we were laughing like the Joker and Harley Quinn, but it was like a panic laugh. It was like,
if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
Because I looked at the video, I'm like, dude, I've never laughed like that ever.
I don't know who that person is.
my
Oh wait,
God.
then maybe it was you who's making that sound. I couldn't tell.
that was probably me.
It was you.
Because Tony was quiet the whole time. I was
I
like,
was holding out of
Tony.
the cage. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, as far as what you have to look forward to on that respects, okay.
Right.
Of course, you have Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course, the roller coasters. Space Mountain is just like Audrey likes.
I've been on Space Mountain though.
Okay,
but that was when I was a teenager, and I actually liked it.
It's still fun, and it still feels scary because it feels rickety.
Right.
Yeah, you feel like any second you're on. Every turn you make on that ride, you feel like you're gonna fly right off.
Dead.
But you have to look forward to is all the revamps.
Right, exactly.
Like they did a whole new set dressing, new animatronics.
The ones that I'm
love
looking
it.
forward to that I haven't had an opportunity to, of course, Rise of the Resistance
Yeah.
for
Ooh.
sure.
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
The next one.
I haven't had the opportunity to ride cars in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, at all. And then the other one that I've been wanting to do that I've done before, but I actually do like it a lot and it's a little, fun. And I don't know, there's something about that ride. Indiana Jones.
No, that's super fun.
Yeah, there's something about it. There's something about it. Like
that's.
And I remember my last ride. My last ride, I actually sat in the very front on the driver's seat. So I felt like I was driving. I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Every time whenever I'm lucky enough to sit in the driver's seat, I act it out. I know every turn.
Yeah.
Come on, Indy. Jump in. Jump in. Oh, wait. Hurry. There's a ball coming.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've never been on the driver's side.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Insist.
Like when you're in the
Single
driver's
rider.
seat,
Okay.
I was in the driver's seat. It was so much fun.
If you go by yourself with a group full of like a whole family or stuff, and you happen to be in the driver's seat, just turn to me like, buckle up. Like, do something called
buckle up.
You ready for this?
You ready for this adventure? I ain't been smoking or drinking, sir. I've been hanging out with Stuffy too much.
Love you, Stuffy.
Love you, Stuffy.
Oh, I was talking to Stuffy about her appearance on the pod.
Yeah.
And then we hung out on my birthday with my other best friend, who's her ex-boyfriend. And I was telling her, oh, you listened to the new one, or listen to the one that Stuffy was on. And she was like, I sound like such a druggie. I was like, no, you don't. You really don't.
You don't.
Think about maybe she does. Hey, man. You could remember, handle your shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
And she was able
Do
to
what you
handle
want
it.
is if you can handle your shit.
Yeah, as long as you handle your shit, you're fine. There's no issues with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, speaking about Avengers Campus, we are literally less than a month away from the next Marvel installation volume of this year, which will be Thor Love and Thunder. So what we're thinking of doing is we haven't been able to kind of see the trailer together, all three of us. Like, I mean, some of us I think might have already seen it.
Yeah.
We
I haven't
the
seen
first
it.
one at least.
I haven't seen the last one.
Okay.
The last one I saw.
So we were able to pull up the most recent one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it up here. We're all going to watch it together at one time. And we're going to be able to just
live commentary.
Yeah. See what we see.
Put it right there.
Yeah, put it right there. Somewhere around here. Yeah. So we'll be ready to go. So go ahead and start it. We're ready to rumble. Let's go.
All right.
Kids, get the popcorn now.
Oh, there is good old Cord. I love that shot.
That shirt though is awesome.
So funny.
He was no ordinary man. He was a god.
God.
After saving planet Earth
So
for the
80s,
final
right? Like so 80s. I love
We
it.
cut the sleeves off that vest thing.
He got in shape. He went from dead bod
Dead
to
bod.
god bod.
God bod.
And after all that,
I kind of wish they didn't sell out and make them all super cut again.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Jane Foster.
My heart.
That's a weird looking helmet, though. You see that?
It's all wide.
Yeah.
It's wide towards the front.
A lot of people are complaining that it's CGI.
What's it been like?
The helmet or
Yeah,
her?
the helmet.
Or they might be obstructing something. Because remember, Disney's good at doing that.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Feelings?
She's so pretty too.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. The only ones who
Oh, this is where it was.
Oh my God.
is themselves.
I want to know about what method acting he did to be Thor.
Yes.
Well, I dyed my skin white. Well, how much weight did he lose for this role?
Right.
How many? I killed 17 gods to prepare for this role.
Very impressive what you did back there.
Nice.
And that right there, that was cool. So,
God, her guns. She has some guns.
her arms, she got arms. She worked out hard for this movie.
Hey, that's Russell Crowe,
That's
right?
Russell Crowe.
Right.
I'm not like the other gods that
So
kill.
good.
Because I have something worth fighting for.
The pinky hole.
The pinky hole.
Why is that all black and white?
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we're talking about. It's like a desaturation almost.
Maybe it's like when he comes
see who you
color.
are.
All right,
And take off
here we
your
go. The
disguise.
money shot.
And flick.
Oh.
Too hard, damn it!
I don't know. I'm.
Shall we help them?
Wait.
Eventually. Great.
Should we help them? Okay, fine. July 8th.
July 8th.
All right.
Awesome.
So first off, I'm offended on behalf of all males. They're treating us like meat. I mean, to flagrantly display,
You know what?
the flesh. It's inappropriate.
One of the reasons why I started working out again is because of that.
Dude,
Right.
hey,
You were telling me that you were in the gym doing the thing with the
the
Oh,
chains.
yeah. And so far in 2 weeks, I've lost 8 pounds.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then get it back in muscle.
Yes.
Hey, whenever they, all right, I know that was fake weight gain, but then he had to, every time they make movies like this, they have their personal trainers, they have their diet. There's always something in like men's fitness with, Chris Hemsworth on the cover, like the Thor
Always.
diet.
And they're probably gonna make some joke out of that one. He's probably gonna lose all that weight in like a day or something.
Right.
I can see that happening. I can see that.
That was a rough 28 hours.
But I'm got it back.
Yeah, but then, that was kind of one of the great things about Endgame, which was that we saw him with Dad Bod Thor, and then he stayed Dad Bod Thor. He and throughout the whole movie, he was still heroic. He was still good fighter. Like, even though he had the extra pounds. So again, they sell out. So you're a sellout, Chris Hemsworth.
So what do you guys think? Well, what are
Well,
you, what are you expecting?
So I'm gonna pick your head a little bit because I think you knew a little bit more about Gore the God Butcher.
The God Butcher.
Yeah. But tell us a little bit about Gore the God Butcher for the people that don't know, the casuals out there.
Yeah.
For the
Real
casuals.
quick, what Taika Waititi said: the most fearsome, the best villain ever in a Marvel movie, which is
Yeah. So Gore the God Butcher was created by Jason Aaron. I believe he came out, or he was created around 2012.
Okay.
So he's a brand new character.
So it's usually more of a brand new villain.
Yeah,
almost.
he's a brand new villain. So he gets his abilities from a sword, which was created by Null. Null, who is the god of the symbiotes.
Oh,
yeah. So
think about it that way.
Symbiotes?
The symbiotes. So symbiotes mean venom.
Yes.
Wait, the symbiotes aren't aliens? They're gods? Oh, wow. I need to get back in the fucking comics.
Null is the god. Null is the god.
Null is the god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is imbued with the Necro Sword, which is the first symbiote that Null ever created.
Okay.
And that makes him so powerful that he's strong enough to kill a lot of gods in the comics.
Is it like a sword that manipulates shape and looks like a symbiote?
Yeah,
with
he's able to do that as well, but it's actually bonded to him like a symbiote.
And like a symbiote, it sucks powers? Is that how it works?
No, so it's actually on him, but it amplifies his powers to the point where he's even more powerful than Thor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But why is it his mission to kill gods?
So he lives
on
on
this one, but you know.
okay, so Oh, you've done your research.
I know
I
my
love it.
research too.
So
I
he
know
li-
this one too.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
knew this one too. Go ahead.
Because like I said, I haven't read that comic in like over 10 years, so I'm just going off at the top of my head. I
is way
know,
more than what we would know.
because that run by Jason Aaron is probably the best Thor, storyline that's ever, came out. You
Right.
could
Best
ask,
Thor to ever
yeah,
Thor, right?
Yeah. So he lives in a planet wherein they worship gods,
Right.
But it's ravaged by famine, hunger, and nothing's happening. They're always pray to the gods, so nothing's happening. It's a lot
Wow.
of- yeah.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So it's more like, well, if these gods are going to help us,
Yes.
then I'm going to take them out.
Uh-huh.
So,
So,
like the Thanos tip of like, this is the greater good, even though it seems evil.
basically,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, how does he reconcile that with Thor, who is an adventurer? He is a hero. He is helping
So,
people.
what happened is
Well,
he got exiled.
Well, should we say spoilers or?
No, because I don't.
This is
Here's
the
the
comics.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's the
comics.
comics.
All right.
So we don't know what's gonna happen in the MCU, but this is just comic
Yeah.
lore.
So he got exiled because he lives in a planet wherein they worship gods, and he's denouncing them.
Right.
And basically he got exiled, and then afterwards he saw two gods fighting. One of them is Null. One of them I forgot the other god's name, and he got imbued with the Venom symbiote or the Null symbiote.
Yeah.
And after that, he went on a mission just to kill gods.
Right.
Just because hey, you guys are not helping us.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
I guess not vengeance, but self-righteousness.
So,
really.
yes.
But does he say, "Well, I'm going to use my powers that I have now to kill the gods and to do the job that you are failing at"? Well, that's shitty. I mean, it's one thing to be like, "I'm going to kill you guys who aren't doing anything, and I'm going to do it right. I'm going to be the hero that everyone needs."
I was trying to do my research, so I'm kind of confused because I don't know if this is the way that they're gonna go or not.
Probably not.
Because
Here's the thing.
I heard something about that, something about the gods. So with Gore, right? Talking about Gore. Gore had a family, I guess, and I believe that a god was destroyed. Well, he wasn't there, and the god destroyed the planet that he used to live on.
So his
with
family died because a god was neglected.
From what I heard. Now I don't know if it's true or not. That's the research that I did.
Okay.
So that's what I thought. Now, of course, you read it, so you might know more than I do. But
Like I said, I haven't read it in 10 years. So.
Oh, okay. So that was like, in a sense, his plot to take care of all the gods. Because gods
It
don't
makes
really do
sense
anything
of
but destruction.
The Disney MCU. Their plan of action is always, let's sympathize with the bad guy.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But are we even gonna see Null? Because is this the introduction of the symbiotes to the
Right.
MCU? I know we saw Venom towards the end of No Way Home. But
Right.
Now that's
the
all.
yeah.
There's a clear divide on where the symbiotes
On
are
Sony
headed.
and on Marvel and all that stuff too. So that's weird, man. But it's
But I don't think that this is the Gore that we're gonna see on in MCU.
This
I mean,
is-
can't they even say symbiotes unless they said, "Hey, Sony, can we just say symbiotes?" 'Cause
No.
pay us money.
They even showed a shot of Falagar, one of the gods that he killed. It's like that big behemoth that you saw in the trailer.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of.
So that
Thor's,
might be like the same introduction where Thor's gonna see this god get killed and be like, "Oh wow."
Well, from what I
is that
heard,
that one
and
that,
then-
that looks like a mountain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
And it's
okay.
like the same shot
Then
from,
from the
what I
comic, right?
remember
From
in
the
the comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, all right. Now on the Natalie Portman tip.
But mighty Thor.
All right. So I've known about just peripherally about the changes that Marvel's been making in the comics, where the tried and true characters are getting the female incarnations like Ironheart and so forth. So where does this hew close to the comics, where it's Jane Foster and she's suddenly Thor?
Yes. So that did happen in the comics as well.
I mean, I'm trying because the last we saw of her in the MCU was in the What Ifs,
Right.
which was again not the Jane Foster we know. How does I maybe I don't want to spoil it, but
Do you want to know the comic origin though? Like
I
the
guess so. I mean, like, how does his ex-girlfriend
ahead.
become Thor?
So I believe in the comic, the Mighty Thor run, I believe that Thor finds himself eventually unworthy, and he refuses to be that title of Thor.
Yeah.
So when that happens, at the time, Jane Foster is suffering from cancer.
Whoa.
Like really bad cancer.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just the hammer that picks her or somebody that just guided the hammer to her or whatever. But when she has the hammer and the possession of the hammer, of course, she becomes Thor. She's worthy of being Thor. The cancer regresses or goes back, so she's fine. But then the moment that she stops being Thor, it gets worse again.
So she has to be Thor to live.
In a sense, yes.
And they're saying, spoiler alert, possible spoiler.
Possible spoiler alert.
Possible spoiler. That they're going towards that direction as well. They're going towards that direction.
This is kind of shitty of me to say, but what did Jane do to be worthy?
Yeah, we don't know.
Besides fuck
maybe,
Thor.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe they'll show
You are a god.
She was able to take it, guys. She's worthy.
Did you like that shot?
She was able to take his Mjolnir.
There we
all
go.
The way.
That's it. We'll see you later, guys. We're canceled.
Did you like that shot where she threw a Mjolnir and it's like 1,000 pieces?
Yeah, because we know that because of the way that
the sister broke.
Yeah, oh my god.
And,
Please tell me her name.
Hella.
Thank you. Hella caught it, and then she made it explode. So, yeah, but that was cool, though, the way she used it in the trailer.
I'm going to do a Jonas right here.
Yeah.
Hella.
Yeah.
No.
I'll double it up.
Wait. No. Keep the headdress on.
Yeah. Leave it on, please.
All right.
No, she is practically super gorgeous. So, all right, guys. So, we will leave you guys there. I hope you guys enjoyed the little view of the trailer that we'll have.
We have a little bit. You jumped into Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I do. And real quick, it was.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet, so just give us a quick. Should we or shouldn't we? How's it
I
looking?
got a lot of Scott Pilgrim vibes with it.
And I love Scott Pilgrim.
So
I actually read that too.
Now, of course, the music's a little different because it's Scott Pilgrim. I got a lot more, a lot of, I don't know, there's a little
8-bitty sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, this one, there was a
Chiptune.
lot more newer stuff. Of course, The Weeknd seems to be the prominent song in this one. That
The Weeknd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but just the beat, though, not him singing, just the beat, though.
But real quick, who is she?
So she is Kamala Khan, and Kamala Khan comes from a Pakistani family, Pakistani American. So she's born here, but her family's from Pakistan. Live in the community in Jersey City, and she's just in love with the Avengers, with Marvel, anything Avengers, which actually is kind of cool because
Marvel
a girl.
mean she's a fan of the comics or in this world.
Sorry, a fan of the superheroes.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
that was like
the
super
Avengers and stuff like
postmodern
that. She
kind of-
just loves them, and her favorite character is Captain Marvel. She just adores her. So, no spoiler because you guys see it in the trailer. She actually is going for to like a Comic-Con in a sense.
Oh, okay.
Dressed up as Carol Danvers, which is pretty cool. Things happen, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but again, it is pretty cool. Her little introduction, and the actress who does play her is a big fan of the MCU.
That's actually
And,
I like it.
She sold Eric. Why, Eric? Tell me why. She sold you. Why?
Because she said it's not Earth 616.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's Earth 1999.
So
right?
pretty much, yeah, because the 616 is the true
the
original
one that we've
Marvel
been following,
universe,
yeah.
and then everything just came from
the
there.
comic universe.
The comic universe.
Yes.
So at first, Kevin Feige was saying that this universe that we're watching right now is that. He said that no, there's far from it. Like it's
So-
different.
On Multiverse of Madness, so when they mentioned that, I did the Eric face. I did the
Yeah, the pissed off face, like, no, it's not.
yeah. And then
I mean, I just got happy.
and then he was tapping me. He was like,
I got happy because
I'm
he
like-
mentioned
and then-
616. Yeah, I got happy because he mentioned it. That's the only
and
reason.
I'm like, no, leave the comics alone, okay?
So I like that she did that too because it makes sense. It has
There
the
has to
way
be a
that we're
distinction.
seeing these stories. They don't match up with what we're seeing because just a quick.
not
we
necessarily
don't even
bad.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have them. I mean, we'll have a little bit of time right now. But okay, just to remind you guys, and I think we talked about it last podcast. The original 616 Infinity Saga or Infinity War, Thanos doesn't do it because Titan was dying. He did it because he wanted to impress death. And kill so many people as possible because he wanted to court death. He wanted to get a little something with death. In our universe, in the MCU universe, he does it because
Restore
Titan
order
is.
and stuff.
Yeah, no, because Titan, his universe was oversaturated with so many people. People started dying from not being able to eat, from being sick, and then he wanted to, I guess, his form of his knowledge. He said, "Oh,
balance.
Well, yeah, we should
Perfectly
a
balanced.
little genocide here and
Yeah.
there, random genocide,
Yeah.
and see who will die, and that way half the people will die, and then we're good. We have food and water and everything, and we're all happy. So see the difference here. That's what I'm saying. Like Kevin Feige said, this is 616. Now you know where Eric's coming from. It's not.
It's not necessarily worse. This is the thing.
No, it's
just something a different flavor.
But it's
Yeah,
not
it's
that
different.
universe
There has
that
to be
we
that
know.
It
distinction.
gives them the past that tells stories that don't fit in the Marvel we know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, but you know what? It's great because then it opens doors to a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah, they can do
Bunch
whatever
of
they want right
teenage
now, which
girls
we've been seeing.
causing all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll talk about Captain.
looking at you, America.
I know, right? We'll talk about Miss Marvel in the next podcast. We have a lot to talk about in the next podcast. But right now, we are going to go to commercial break. We will return with, of course, this beautiful room that we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Oh.
You already know kind of what we're going to get into right now.
Yeah.
We'll be right
Harry
back.
Potter, baby.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter. Let's do this. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's me, your favorite food character. You already know who it is. Right now, I'm listening to the best podcast out there, the Mousetopia ENT podcast. You can find them on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you can hear podcasts. But right now, I need food.
All right. We are back from commercial break.
Welcome back, guys.
So we have a little bit of interesting news to share with you guys today. Well, before we do that, we were going to talk about the talk of the town when it comes to Star Wars. Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Now, our co-host here has a very, very famous catchphrase. And what is your catchphrase, sir? Tell me your catchphrase.
I will not. I shall not talk about Star Wars.
But he has fallen to the dark side.
He has fallen to the dark
side. Usually I take point in the Star Wars segments. This time I want him to lead it.
Lord E.
Lord E. How do you feel about Kenobi, sir?
How do you feel about Kenobi? He's actually watching Kenobi.
He binged it today. He was so happy to tell me when he came to my house, and I was like, yes, yeah, we got
Slowly
you.
I see him in my mind's eye. Kenobi. 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 Kenobi.
All right, wait. Before we go on to Kenobi, first off, you still haven't seen the other ones, so this is your first exposure to the story of Darth Vader and Kenobi, aside from Phantom Menace.
No, I saw the Phantom Menace, this episode 2, episode 3.
Okay, so you've never seen
So
A
you
New Hope?
saw the first trilogy.
I seen those as well.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So you're not completely all right.
Yeah, he's not completely. Yeah.
But watching this series is making me want to watch everything.
All right.
I want to watch the Book of Boba Fett. And I also want to watch The Mandalorian now.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, if anything, Mandalorian should have been the starter.
Yeah, because
Mandalorian to my family was like, oh, I think we like Star Wars. And that's when I was like, okay, well, let's watch everything else now.
No, this one, I was like so hooked on it. I watched it all in one day.
Right.
In one day.
Wow.
And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
For the sake of this segment, we're only going to talk about up to episode 3. But you loved the first 3 episodes.
I did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because you see a recluse Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's all weak. He hasn't been in touch with the Force for like 10 years.
This is about 10 years, so
10
we do get a
years?
glimpse
Pathetic.
of what's going on.
Isolated. You know what shot? They did a series of shot of him working where I guess they're butchering a giant creature.
Like a giant whale. Looks
right?
like a whale almost.
Yeah, he was
And
going to
then
do sushi.
They repeat those
Sushi.
shots, and at the end of each of those segments, you see him cut a little sliver and wrap it up in a towel and put it in his pocket. Every time I saw it, I was like, poor guy.
Yeah.
He used to be the man.
A general
What
fucking
happened?
shit. And now look what he's doing. He's cutting up meat right now.
So Kenobi tells the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi living on Tatooine,
watching over
Luke.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and running into this, all the trailers, we're all thinking it's gonna be the Kenobi and Luke show. We're gonna see them hanging out in the desert, fucking him wanting to tell him about lightsabers, but saying I gotta wait. You know what happened instead?
They flipped a hardcore bitch because the moment that they showed Alderaan,
Yeah.
I was like, no. I was like,
not gonna
no,
do it.
you're not doing this to me. I looked at the TV screen and I was like, oh my God. Are we seeing Leia? Are we seeing Leia?
It's a Leia show.
Oh my God.
Now, all right. So we were talking about some of the backlash.
Yeah.
Now,
I already know.
all right. So this is what. Now, I'm loving it. First off, number one, I love it.
Yeah.
All right. There have been some critics. Shout out to our coworker Bryce, because he went on a whole tear about a couple chase scenes featuring Leia, where the most inept captors ever. They at one point flee from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He kidnaps Leia,
Right.
but he's running after her in a forest. At one point, Leia slowly jogs down a hill. There's a branch.
Yes. Okay. I'm not gonna say
and
no.
then Flea,
There is a branch.
Flea stops at the branch and goes, "Oh!" And then he has to fucking
Go
walk
around
around it. I mean, and then they do it again when they're on that planet where she's running slowly away from Ben Kenobi. But like my personal feelings about Leia and why it's becoming a problem to me is that in episode 4, the start of all this, Leia sends a message to R2-D2.
Right. And R2-D2.
That's supposed to get to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then in that section, she's talking to the hologram, talking to Obi-Wan Kenobi as if she's never met him before.
Right.
She's like, General Kenobi, you served with my father in the Clone Wars. I need your help, right? It sounds like just a shot in the dark, Hail Mary, I need some help to this guy I've never met.
Right.
And then later on, Luke says, I'm here with Ben Kenobi. And she goes, Ben Kenobi? So even in that instance, I was like, she doesn't know who Ben Kenobi is.
Right.
Right? How come she knows she's looking for Obi-Wan?
Right.
Now, in this series, she meets him as Ben Kenobi.
Yes.
So then when I first heard that and I reconciled it with A New Hope, she was like, Ben Kenobi? You mean the guy who rescued me from my captors when I was 10 years old? Right. And I was like, okay, then I understand that reaction. But then in this isn't spoilers for episode 4, but they refer to him as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
She refers to him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that means that she knows an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly.
So that doesn't make sense that in episode 4, she goes, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you served my father. She should have been like, hey, Obi-Wan, remember me?
Yeah.
That girl who you saved? I'm going to need your help again. So I don't know how they're going to rectify that. I don't know if they're going to wipe her memory like fucking 3PO.
That's what I was going to say.
Is that what they're saying online?
No, that's
about
what I was going to say. Maybe, she's going to get mind swiped. Like a Jedi mind swipe. You never know.
I'm sure that's what they're going to have to do to justify this.
I mean, honestly, like, it could... Okay, so I think about that moment, too. I'm like, okay, Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Like, could it have been that... I mean, because it didn't necessarily sound like she didn't know who he was, though.
I don't know, because I guess it's delivery. Maybe it's because of this movie's fucking 40 years old.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, yeah, of course you never knew. Maybe she was formerly, like maybe the intonation should have been, hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you did help my father in the Clone Wars, and you helped me.
Right.
So we need your help again. Right. But it would seem like that should have been the course of action if she's asked for his help again. It was like, remember when you helped me?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the most recent history.
Right.
She should know that he'll help him.
Because from that point on to where she's at that point in
they already established that
New Hope,
relationship.
she's probably like only just 10 years past.
Yeah, she shouldn't be like, remember 30 years ago when you helped my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Remember 10 years ago when you helped me? Well, I need your help again.
I need your help, yeah. I can see how that could be a gripe. How somebody could definitely not...
They still have 3 episodes to figure it out, but
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know why she is suddenly forgetting that this man had a huge impact on her existence. And other things, too. Like, wait, I don't know. In the first 3 episodes, have we seen him realize she has a good wielding of the Force yet? I can't think of it.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But, I don't think Obi's noticed, but... I mean, as fans, we have, because she does have this inclination of being able to read people.
Yeah.
And she's able to read her cousin, who was this asshole rich kid who doesn't like droids.
I love that.
Yeah. And it's like, you're scared to make, your own choices, and you follow your dad.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah.
So, that being said, maybe in the next 3 episodes, if we see Leia bust out with the Force, there has to be a moment where Obi-Wan's like, maybe I should be watching over her instead of Luke.
Exactly. So I don't
this
think
kid, all I see this fucking kid do is sit on top of his house pretending to fly.
That's so true.
Just giving him fucking toys.
Yeah.
This one just made a droid float in there.
So I know that you and I know a little bit more, but Eric, what did you think about the Inquisitors from the first episode?
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you know anything about
them?
No,
right?
I don't. Tell me about them.
So Inquisitors are actually old Jedi that have been convinced that the Jedi way is not the right way, and they followed
So
Lord
they're not
Vader.
the Sith.
So they're not Sith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed
But
that
they've
they were.
been turned into the dark side.
By nature, there could only be 2 Sith.
Oh, okay.
It should be pretty much like a master and apprentice, almost the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but
There's
they
an
are
emperor and a
all
lord.
force sensitive, and of course they use their powers for bad. So if we're gonna say they're what side of the force they are on, they are dark side. But they are
That's why they have the same abilities in the sense of being able to do the things that they do and you wield lightsabers. So not everybody's capable of wielding a lightsaber the way that they do.
But they are just basically Jedi headhunters.
Okay.
Trying to find, like, they went in a lot of this in the comics. They went a lot of this in the game.
Clone Wars and Clone Wars as well.
Yeah, and like, I'll tell you this is my first real experience with Inquisitors. I never watched the cartoons. I never played the game.
And from what I know,
So they were from the cartoons and the game.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't.
so
appear
they're
in
canon. They're canon.
but they
no-
never appeared in
the
any of the
movies?
movies.
Not this is the first
'cause
time.
There was no
Oh,
point. to
okay,
them.
okay.
You know, we needed.
And
to
I think
know.
this is what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, the directors and the producers and stuff, are bringing out things that are so beloved by Star Wars people in the comics.
Bringing them to the forefront.
And even because
Yeah.
there's 2 types. There's the canon and there's legend. So Star Wars legend, Star Wars canon. So canon is the stuff that we know is to be true in Star Wars universe. But there's another universe called the Legends universe, which it seems to expand a little bit more, and it's not necessarily connected to the original Star Wars story, but we go to different planets. So some of the planets that we're visiting in this world actually are from Legends, not necessarily from the canon. So they are expanding the universe a little bit more now. They're even in a way to they're trying to maybe even connect it.
It's good because it makes the story more sustainable, at least on a film front. Because, I've always said that I've only followed the films.
Right.
I never read the books. I never read the comics. Anything like that.
Right.
Even the TV shows. And my first exposure to anything outside of the films was the Disney Plus shows.
Mandalorian, for
yeah.
sure.
So
for
the
you.
fact that they're bringing that, and this is what I'm glad is happening. They're bringing all that lore into the filmed entertainment. It makes me want to go pick up on that lore, and also makes it so Star Wars is sustainable.
Yeah, because there's a couple of
I'm
novels that I've never read. I don't know if you read any of them.
I haven't read any,
but there's some great novels. Like The Aftermath is one of them. So I think that's the aftermath after, the episode 6. They just there's a lot of them. There's like 4 books. I think
we
or
don't have
5
to
of
fuck
them.
with Skywalkers anymore.
Yeah,
let's go find out what else.
The
is here.
universe is pretty grand when it comes to Star Wars. There's a bunch of nerds. I mean, I'm not considering myself the best Star Wars nerd, but I know that at least I know enough to get by. Yeah. But I mean, the Inquisitors are pretty dope. And something to tell you about Eric, Darth Vader never liked the Inquisitors.
Oh,
he doesn't like him at all.
You could probably already seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is. I think in one of the comics when I seen. The Grand Inquisitor has a fight with Darth Vader.
What's the idea? Is like I don't need you to do my job. I
pretty
can find
much
the
because
Jedis by
Darth
myself.
Vader is the original Jedi hunter. When he became Darth Vader, he started to really just take everybody out. So there's a story of there's a comic of Darth Vader who literally is pretty much finding Jedis and taking them out. So he knows he doesn't need these guys.
I wanna bring this up for a second. So the first shot of Episode 1 of Kenobi was the start of Order 66 from a different angle.
Right.
And it was fucking horrifying.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. I mean, before that, the most horrifying thing I saw in Star Wars was Order 66 in Episode 3.
Right.
Which wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I want to talk about Kenobi. And I've said this. Episode 3 is the most brutal Star Wars anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There is shit you see where I was like, I can't believe I saw that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe I saw that shit on Disney Plus.
Yes.
So spoilers. Yeah, Darth Vader comes back and he's fucking evil.
He is
sorry.
evil.
I love that
Fuck.
scene.
Dude,
I loved it.
Growing up, like I always align myself with Darth Vader because I'm like, yeah, because he could be good, but he's evil. You know, da 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 da.
He's pure
I'm watching
evil.
this episode 3. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
He's
but
terrible.
we
I don't want him
forget.
to
But
find peace.
we forget that, you know, in those earlier movies, we didn't have the opportunity to do this.
To see how.
But as we start to see the progression of what I guess George Lucas wanted, in a sense, once he turned all the way, when he was full Sith, he was a nasty motherfucker. He didn't care. He slaughtered anything and everybody.
The worst we saw in the original trilogy, like the most cold-blooded things he did, I remember he tortured his daughter. I guess that's one.
Yeah.
You see him, like, you know, take out a bunch of rebel troopers or choke out and kill, like, his
Well, he kept on
commanding
yeah,
officers.
everybody that messed up, he just killed everybody.
But the thing is, we didn't see him kill a son in front of his father.
Yes. That was okay.
That was the most
I know, it's
amazing.
Being able to pulls the dad from the window,
Yeah.
levitates them.
Son comes out,
Dad pushes them against the wall, crack his neck.
Hey, try and throw in that shot right now above us of the head just snapping. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god!
The next day I went to work and then there's one of our guards name's Hayden. I call him Anakin because of the Hayden name. And then the person I said,
shout out to Hayden, right? Hayden.
Shout out to Hayden. And I was like, dude, that was fucked up. I was like, I know, right?
Yeah. And then just as he's walking, grabbing the lady, pulling her on the ground as he's walking. Oh, but you notice it's the same tactic that with the Inquisitor that one of the sisters was using. I forgot what her name is. Sister
Reva.
Was using in episode 1, which is when she threw the dagger to stab the guy and the Jedi caught it. So it's a great way to bring out Obi. You know, how the Grand Inquisitor said, he says, it's like an itch. They have to be good. They have to do it.
So that's why he was doing all that.
And I'll be completely honest with you. I loved his speech in the very beginning. It was very Inglorious Bastards of him in the way. I don't know if you ever seen Glorious Bastards.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I recommend it to you. It's such an amazing movie by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Okay.
The scene
with Aldo talking
to the French
Nazis ain't got no. Wait, who were we talking about?
No, Aldo. We're talking about the
Jew hunter.
The Jew hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, how he talks about like if you invite a rat into the way that that conversation he had with the shopkeeper of that place, it was amazing. And I wish that I don't think it's the last time we're going to see the Grand Inquisitor because it doesn't go along with what was in Rebels. The Grand Inquisitor, actually, I don't want to spoil it if you guys watch Rebels, but he actually he loses in battle and I think he kills himself or something like that. So this is not the way he goes out.
Yeah. I'm hoping this in a back to tank somewhere.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, I can't believe she
and then from what we
me.
know from the new Star Wars universe with the whole Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett is the mechs, the technology that they can do to keep themselves alive. You know what I mean?
Legs, spiders, shit like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, if Darth Vader lived, anyone could live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's see. What are some other thoughts you have about about Kenobi?
So what's capturing you from this?
What questions are you having about? Because you said you want to watch the movies.
I have a comment about the running scene.
What running scene?
You mean the
Leia
chasing after?
Yeah.
Okay.
With
Which one?
Princess Leia.
Again, both of them sucked.
The first one. The first
one in the forest.
Here's my
comment.
One in
the forest. Okay.
What the fuck?
It's very Power Rangers-esque, and you already know how I feel about the Power Rangers. I love it.
Wait, so you're saying that's why you liked it?
It was corny.
No, I liked it because it's corny.
You just need the fucking Bulk and Skull music. Like, the funny thing is, like, when I saw, you see that character staring over, watching Leia. You see the back of his head, and I swear to God, this is true. I'm not just making this up. I saw the back of his head. I was like, "Is that Flea?"
Wow.
Like, he has a very distinctive look.
He
And
does.
then when I saw it was Flea, I was like, "It's fucking Flea."
I wasn't sure at first, but I had to look him up. Is it Flea? Is it Flea?
I mean, Flea has nerd cred. Remember, he was in the Back to the Future movies.
That's
He was
true.
Needles. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
What are some other thoughts? Let's see.
What are the burning scene?
Oh,
all right, so
that was good.
Yeah.
So a big comment that people have been saying, and again, they were saying it in because they were annoyed. They're like, first off, he sets Obi-Wan on fire, then they put it out, And then the fire starts up again, and then he watches Obi-Wan leave. And they're like, how come he couldn't just extinguish the fire again and go after Obi-Wan? And the reason why is because he was like, I want him to suffer. This is sweet to him. He's liking this.
Yeah.
He's like, I torch him now. I'm gonna torch him again later.
Exactly.
One thing that I loved hearing, I don't know if it was one of the creators who said this, but the reason why this story is gonna be so impactful is that they love each other.
Yes.
And
they were like brothers. Like exactly like that last thing. You're my brother.
Yeah. So that and one thing that I'm really hoping to see is something that was a big plot hole in A New Hope, where it wasn't New Hope, it was Jedi, where Luke is telling Vader like, there's still good in you, you could change, and then Vader says Obi-Wan once thought, as you thought, but he was wrong. But there was no way that he could have thought that because we never saw them. Because according to that, according to that scene, the last time he saw Obi-Wan was when he killed him.
Yeah.
And before that was
when they said goodbye to each other and he was taking off.
Yeah. So then now we're going to see a moment where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are like, let's just stop for a second. I think you're still good. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Okay,
no, I'm not. You're wrong.
So we're probably going to see that one more time. Yeah, for sure.
It would be cool if he actually did that thing where like let me see your face. He's like, I'll die. I'm like, let me see. And he does it for a second, and then puts it back on and then fucking wipes. I'm having all these like fantasies about what that battle is gonna be like.
Yeah.
And I'm not wanting a super cool, awesome fight. I want to see them really hash it out and see Vader almost come back.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
But
Vader
didn't
almost
he already see him though when they were connecting through the Force?
I mean, they saw. No,
they weren't.
Like, I think there has to be a sit down with them where they're about to fight, and then he's like, "Please, Anakin, I know you're still in there."
Yeah.
And then Anakin kind of comes back for a second.
Okay.
And then realizes, nope, I'm evil.
Either that or the Emperor is gonna get in between somehow or another. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where Anakin's literally almost there because. We haven't seen too much of Hayden Christensen. We've seen a lot of, I think they call it reverb or something, where so we know it's James Earl Jones, right? No, what's his name?
James Earl Jones is still doing the voice.
Still doing the voice, but it's a younger version of him.
Yeah, we see Hayden in the tank, and then we see a shot of him in episode 3, way off in the distance.
Yes.
Like it's Obi-Wan's tripping and sees his Padawan again.
Yeah.
But... Oh gosh, I really love this show.
Yeah, how do you like his acting of somebody who has PTSD?
It's great.
Yeah,
because it shows like the true nature. One of the hallmarks of PTSD is that I can't function. Like you see him go into states where he can't move.
Yeah, it's perfect that I'm asking you guys because you guys are psych nurses. That's
it's literally that. It's literally just I went through something so traumatic that I cannot function.
Right.
And the way to get past PTSD is rough because there's no real, I'm okay now. It's just a matter of let's live on. Right. So I think that in a way he's thinking maybe if I bring him back, then I don't have to feel this way again. And that's why that's why it's his best interest.
I know that he knows he failed. He feels that he failed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he knows that. I mean, he doesn't know, but we know as fans that he didn't fail. He gave it his all. It's just he was manipulated because of his love for Padme. But I know as being the older brother, the master, the one that's supposed to train him and then keep him into the good side, he feels like shit.
Yeah.
He feels like he fucked up somewhere, and it hurts him, and it's really physically devastating for him to be able to like live this way. He can't even function. Like honestly, like when I think about it now, it's like 10 years into Luke's 10 years old. What if something, I mean, again, is he even ready for something so big? You know what I mean? Like it's it's so scary that, like can he even protect Luke? I mean, luckily we're starting to figure out that he's starting to capture and be able to do his things again.
Be more skillful.
Exactly.
I hate
time
to
progresses.
bring up, this is a common Star Wars nerd complaint, but it's like, let's hide these children from him so he can't find them. We're going to hide his daughter in this far-off planet. We're going to hide his son with his half-brother. on the house.
Why with family? Honestly, don't. Yeah.
And here's another thing that I thought of. All right, so has Leia gotten close to Vader? The closest Leia has gotten to Vader was Vader came into that town, right?
Right.
Do you think that he had a little like, something feels familiar around here? Like, oh wait, no, actually, we know he doesn't because he didn't realize he had a sister until the last fight of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Which makes
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I thought it'd be cool if like they're right next to each other. Like there has to be a. I'll probably fucking orgasm when this happens, but maybe Leia is right next to Vader.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they're like, and like, who are you? Like, I'm Luma or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? And then he's not getting it.
Yeah.
And then like Obi-Wan's like, she's not your daughter, I promise. Like, your daughter. Like,
And we're like, oh my god!
it's like, fuck. Run!
Get the fuck out of there!
Oh, cute.
Talk about Leia, like Leia being right behind you.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is pretty cool.
Right?
There's my queen, man.
But like I said, this show, it's I feel like it's what's gonna get me to Star Wars. I'm gonna start watching it tonight. Actually,
That's cool.
Well,
you know what? Yeah,
tonight.
It might have the other effect too, which is, these shows are so well made, so well acted, great effects, and you're like, let's go watch the old movies. And you're like, wow, these old movies fucking suck.
But that's what I told Eric. Is Eric when he talks about the original three, the
Oh,
original trilogy, it was very hard for him to accept it because. Yes, the effects are completely different. The fight scenes are completely. So that's the best part. I'm like, I know,
Dude.
but for us, it was the story.
No, you know what? I'm gonna say it, and maybe it's nostalgia, but those movies I still love. I still think that they, like, I guess the best thing I can say is this, right?
Right.
Those movies, as crude as they are compared to how they are now, I can't make it.
Yeah.
I can't sit down and say, I'm going to make a fucking model of a Death Star. I'm going to glue a bunch of Legos to a piece of cardboard and make it look like
because
like
they use practical effects with everything.
You have to,
so the ships were actually built like this,
and
they would record them in a sound stage, like coming in, so they were flying in.
They would use motion control cameras to track with them. Like the way they made that magic was amazing. So always take that when you watch those movies. But remember, above all the effects or anything like that, it's still the story to me.
Yeah.
And that's what he's telling me.
Yeah.
Because Yoda was actual puppet. He wasn't CG. They didn't have CGI.
Yeah.
He was an actual puppet that talked, that moved, and everything. That's why I love what they do with Grogu now, because Grogu is actually a puppet too.
Yeah.
Even and when they do use CG Grogu, like there's a shot of CG Grogu in last season when they're on that ice planet and he's walking.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that. No, get the puppet.
Yeah,
just film him from the waist up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
all right, I'm gonna give it like I said, I'm gonna give it a chance.
So remember, even the effects, the explosions and everything like that, they were done in a soundstage with a whole built like Death Star.
They filmed it at a high speed camera. It's great stuff.
Yeah, so just think about it.
So what do you guys recommend for me to do, like for the movies? Because I want to watch the movies again. Should I start from episode 1? Going towards the
I would.
new one?
All right. Okay. So the thing about that's tricky is that the prequels are rough.
Yeah.
I know you love Phantom Menace, but episode 2 is god.
Okay. It's a little rough. For me too.
Like all right, like I remember I love those movies, and the only way I could get through episode 2 now is just by making fun of it throughout 90% of it.
Yeah.
The only time it picks up is the third act, where it's just all action and all emotion. But all the shit, like when they're falling in love, it's the most laughable
and it feels
shitty
weird.
dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I don't want these people to be in love. They don't, they're terrible.
Terrible couple over here.
So, but then, for effect, if you want to see like the whole breadth of it, if you went from 1 to 9, you get to see the whole thing draw out with no questions. But no, I think just watching not chronological, a release order. So 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3,
okay,
7, 8, 9.
And then don't watch The Mandalorian until after.
Yeah, you don't need to watch Rogue One. You don't need to watch Solo. But I did rewatch those last week, and I enjoyed them.
Okay.
But
Rogue One holds up for me pretty well, though.
Yeah, it really does.
Rogue One.
I haven't seen it for years.
Rogue One is a story that is between.
It's between. It's
right 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's right
between 3 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So Vader's Vader now. But we don't have Luke or Leia yet.
Okay.
We do have Leia because it's the princess, but we don't have Luke yet. So it's in between that little spot.
And the Mandalorian, I would watch it after I finish episode 6.
Yeah.
Because it takes place after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
When the Empire falls and the rebels take over.
But really, you could watch Mandalorian alone and just get it, and it's its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own thing. It's pretty badass.
Like I said, I'm gonna start watching Star Wars.
And he is talking about
Oh
it.
my God,
I'm
it's so crazy, Jonas. This is so weird. We didn't know this day was ever gonna come.
Yeah, next week I'm gonna be talking about comics, and then Tony's gonna be talking about fucking Six Flags Magic Mountain. It's just the world is turning.
Not
Guys,
very
have you guys
far.
ever been to Knott's Berry Farm? Oh my God!
Boysenberry Festival.
I want some pie.
All right, guys, closing
gosh.
it up. Any
That's
final thoughts?
Any final thoughts on it?
With
anything today?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I want to just real quick before we finish up.
Yeah.
So everyone wonders about why we have these 30-minute segments. It is literally because the camera, we could only record in 30-minute blocks. 30 minutes at a time.
30 minutes at a time.
We're actually looking at a timer where we have 28 minutes and 45 seconds. So if near that time you see us talking all fast, it's because we're trying to beat the camera.
Trying to beat the camera.
So let's do this. We have 1 minute and 9 seconds.
All right,
What do you want to do for 1 minute and 9 seconds?
Let's go. Carlos, let's do our own podcast.
Oh my God. Bastards.
All right,
I hate him already.
Let's do this. I still want to see different perspectives. My buddy Tommy, he wants to do one.
Okay.
I'm kind of guarded about it because he wants to bring Disneyland dirt.
Okay.
Real dirt. Remember, former employee.
Damn.
He was set off by this very popular video that just came out of someone trying to propose to their girlfriend in Paris.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
Well, he wanted to bring that up, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll discuss
We'll
with the
see.
guys.
We'll see next on the different perspective.
Yeah,
A different
And
perspective.
Different perspective.
different perspective.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching episode and hearing episode 26 Mousetopia podcast. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Well, I'll be back at the park soon, so new vlogs coming up really soon. Subscribe, follow, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.
Fascists! That's a good new catchphrase, guys.
Be sure to bring your death certificate if you decide